is enough said.
Happy Monday, Heat Nation. Happy Labor Day, guys. Your boy Ernest here. Back with another Miami Heat Talk video. Go ahead, guys. Show some love by smashing the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Unfortunately, we didn't hit 5,000 subscribers by today, but I got something coming for you guys soon. So don't worry. Have no fear. Your boy Ernest is here. Let's relax. Let's chill. Let's enjoy our day off with another episode of Miami Heat Talk. Let's go, baby, because I got a great one for you today, you guys. But before we get started, just want to take a moment to say thank you to everyone that has wished me well. For those of you that don't know, I was performing at a wrestling show Saturday. Went through a table. That table ricocheted, banged me really hard on the head, creating this monster welt. Still a little swollen right now. Not sure if you guys can notice, but it has gone down tremendously by the grace of God and by the help of my wife and my family. So I'm feeling a lot better today. So I'm ready to rock and roll on another Miami Heat Talk adventure. Thanks again, you guys. Now, today we're going to talk about Jimmy Butler, because the last couple days there's been a lot of little rumors. There's been a lot of things fluttering around with the possibility of Jimmy Butler maybe going to another team. And this team that's come up is the Brooklyn Nets. There was a report, you guys, from Sports Illustrated and multiple sources that the Brooklyn Nets, after making this trade for Mikal Bridges, are technically rebuilding, but are looking to go after a superstar for the 2025 offseason. And apparently, Jimmy Butler likes the Brooklyn Nets. And it all does seem to fit, you guys, because next offseason, Brooklyn will have the most salary cap space available. Jimmy Butler, who will be on a player option next season, will most likely opt out to get the bag. And with Brooklyn having all that salary cap space, they can offer Jimmy Butler a max contract so Jimmy can ride off into the sunset making the money. We know that Jimmy Butler wants his money. Jimmy Butler don't play. He takes the max contract, and we know what Jimmy Butler does. During the playoffs, he's one of the best playoff performers that the NBA has. I don't care about his age. When the lights are brightest, Jimmy Butler shines. The problem with Jimmy Butler that Miami Heat fans have been experiencing lately is the lack of playing, I guess you could say, during the regular season. We know Jimmy Butler doesn't give the same effort in the regular season that he does in the playoffs for a few reasons, age being one of them. You know, he's 34 going on 35. If Jimmy Butler goes hard in the regular season like he goes in the playoffs, he's not going to have anything left in the tank come playoff time. Also, you know, injuries have been creeping up a lot on Jimmy Butler the last few years. Whether it's a lower back thing, whether it's a knee thing, it doesn't matter. Jimmy Butler's just always falling under that injury bug. Not like Tyler Hero per se, but, you know, he hasn't been able to give the Miami Heat a full season. The most he's given, I believe, was in the 2023 season when he played about 60 to 65 games. That's the most he's given the Miami Heat. So you're thinking that Jimmy Butler is going to shine a lot better this season for a couple reasons. One, he's in the final year of his contract. We know that players that are playing in the final year of their contract give their most maximum effort to get the bag, especially a guy who's going to be 35 years old. After this season, look for Jimmy Butler to look for a Paul George type of contract. Maybe 3-4 years, max level money. Will the Miami Heat give Jimmy Butler that money? So all of this stuff about Jimmy liking Brooklyn and Brooklyn being willing to offer Jimmy Butler all this money. You know, there's a report out there from the New York Post saying that the Nets are a potential destination for Jimmy Butler. Sports Illustrated wrote an interesting post, and I'll go ahead and read it to you guys. The odds of Jimmy Butler picking up his player option are slim, unless he agrees to a max contract with the Miami Heat beforehand. Doubtful. This is from Brian Lewis at the New York Post. The six-time All-Star is most accomplished standout on the list, not named James Harden. Or LeBron James, excuse me. And he likes Brooklyn, according to source close to the player. This destination makes almost no sense. The Nets signing a veteran forward to a maximum contract right after beginning a rebuild is illogical. Seeking to build up a core through trades and the NBA draft is a much more ideal route. End quote. I agree with that, you guys. Now look, is there a possibility that the Brooklyn Nets goes after Jimmy Butler? Yes. But is it during free agency? No. There's only one way, you guys, that I feel this has any truth. And I don't think it's a free agency signing. I think it's via trade. Steph Curry got a 1-year, $62 million extension from the Golden State Warriors. Initially, the extension that Jimmy Butler wanted. Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler are around the same age. So maybe this is pissing Jimmy Butler off. For all you know, you guys, Steph Curry getting that contract, it might have upset Jimmy. And maybe that's why this report is being leaked. Because remember, what did Brian Lewis said? This was something that was told to him according to sources close to Jimmy Butler. Maybe his agent Bernie Lee. Maybe one of Jimmy Butler's friends. You never know, you guys. You know how these things work. People run their mouths. Also, things get taken out of context. For all you know, it was a reporter asking one of Jimmy Butler's friends, but does he like Brooklyn? Yeah, he likes Brooklyn. You know, that's what it could have been. So I'm not reading much into this, you guys. I think it's honestly BS that Jimmy Butler is interested in Brooklyn and wants to go to Brooklyn, even if he is getting the bag. I think Jimmy Butler stays with the Heat. I think Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat works this out for this year. Now, after this year, it's like I've said before. We need to see what happens. If Jimmy Butler leads the Miami Heat on an amazing run come playoff time and they make another deep run, then yeah, Jimmy Butler will be re-signed in Miami. But if the Heat get bounced first, second round, we see the writing on the wall. And now it's time to move forward with the Bam Adebayo build. Bam Adebayo, Jaime Jaquez, Nikola Jovic, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Kel'el Ware. You know, these are the players that we're looking at moving forward. But the only way I see Jimmy Butler going to the Brooklyn Nets, one way, via trade. And how does that happen? If the Miami Heat suck donkey dick during the season. Like if the Miami Heat are 10-25, Jimmy Butler's injured, he's not playing that much, he's not motivated, then yeah, a trade might be likely. Because the Brooklyn Nets, they're tanking. They're going for what's the dude's name? Cooper Flag. They're going for Cooper Flag the next year. This is a guy who's supposed to be a once in a generational type of player, apparently. So he's supposed to be this big thing coming out from the Blue Devils. And I've seen him, man. The dude looks really good. He balled out against some of the best NBA players out there in Team USA. So Cooper Flag is the real deal. There's no reason why Brooklyn is going to go for Jimmy Butler now to make a play-in. But the only way the trade works, you guys, because Brooklyn, they're not trying to just get Cooper Flag. They're trying to build around Cooper Flag with salary cap space. If the Miami Heat and the Brooklyn Nets were to work out a trade, the Nets can get some players off their books and open up even more salary cap for the 2025 season. Because if Brooklyn trades with Miami, Jimmy goes to Brooklyn and he barely plays. Whatever, Brooklyn they're still tanking. They just pay Jimmy the money he wants. Jimmy opts out his contract and goes somewhere else. Now the Miami Heat can make a trade. Maybe the Miami Heat can even take some players and open up some more flexibility. Cam Johnson is on the Brooklyn Nets, you guys. Cam Johnson is currently on a 3-year contract. Cam Johnson would be a nice fit with this Miami Heat team. You can make a trade for a Cam Johnson, throw in a Bogdanovic. The numbers would work because the Miami Heat are not a second apron team and they're not taking back more money. The Miami Heat can also take a first-round draft pick from the Brooklyn Nets. Maybe throw in a little sweetener. Andy Ellsberg is the best numbers guy in the game, you guys. That's definitely a possibility. But is that likely? Hell no. Because now you got cocky Heat fan talking. That's worst case scenario. There ain't no freaking way that the Miami Heat are going to go 10-25 next season. You got a motivated Jimmy Butler. You got Terry Rozier, who's going to be playing with this team for a full season, going to be playing with them during training camp. You got Tyler Hero coming back in the best shape of his life with a big-ass chip on his shoulder. Everybody talking about how he's injury-prone. The 2023 playoffs when the Heat made the magical run without him. And then last year having 3 major injuries during the season. Tyler Hero's hearing all that noise, you guys. I expect big things from Hero this year. Bam Adebayo, our captain, who I feel is going to have his best season. Coming back from Team USA, winning a gold medal again. Now Bam Adebayo's voice is going to have a lot more merit, you guys. I think guys like Kevin Love and Jimmy Butler are going to allow Bam to be that leader. And Bam as the number 1 option, which I feel is the way to go, can lead this offense. Jaime Jaquez and Nikola Jovic, you guys, broke out last year. They're only getting better. You're bringing back Duncan Robinson. We know what Duncan does. You drafted Killel Ware. Are we forgetting about that? You finally have presence inside. Defensive presence, a defensive anchor who's a lob threat. Come on. You're bringing back Kevin Love, that veteran presence. You signed Alec Burks. You have Josh Richardson. You have a deep-ass roster, you guys. I don't see why the Miami Heat cannot compete for an NBA championship. So for the people that are going to be on my comments, because I know I mentioned earlier about trading Jimmy Butler, and I know people that are going to listen to that are going to run to the comments without listening to the whole video, so you know they're not going to get to this part where I say, hell no, that's not going to happen, and I don't want it to happen. So for all my real subscribers, the real people that actually watch the whole video, y'all know the truth. I don't want Jimmy Butler to be traded. Even if it benefits us financially, whatever. Jimmy Butler is still one of the very best in the NBA. And I know that if the Miami Heat have a fully healthy roster going into the 2025 playoffs, I don't care where we are, we're going to be a problem for the NBA. I know that because we've done it twice. 3 times if you count 2022, we were almost there. But 2020 and 2023 is when we shocked the world. And 2025, we're going to do it again. And if we don't, and if, you know what, for the people that are going to call me deluded, and they're just going to say, I'm only saying this because I'm a Heat fan, I'm a realist too. I know there's a big possibility the Miami Heat won't do anything next season. I know there's a big possibility that Jimmy Butler may get injured. Players may get injured again. We get injured every year. We might go into a play-in. We might get bounced the first or second round. Okay, well, if that happens, we know the writing's on the wall. And we know it's time to move forward. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. This is the year where this run-it-back mentality comes to an end. Unless you make another deep run. So, Heat Nation, I want to hear from you. Do you think that this Brooklyn Nets rumor has any truth to it? Or do you think like me? Malarkey. BS. Let me know in the comments, you guys. Or maybe you think that trading Jimmy Butler during the season is the best idea. Maybe some people out there think that trading Jimmy Butler now or during the midseason would be the best for the Heat to get ourselves financially flexible. You got Big O saying stuff like that, so there's got to be people that think that way as well. Let me know in the comments, why do you think it's better? Maybe you think the Heat won't compete with Jimmy. I'm curious. Let me know in the comments, you guys. Whether it's love, whether it's hate, it's all positivity to me, you guys. So thank you so much for taking the time to listen to the video. Don't forget to click the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, you guys, as we push for 5,000 subscribers. I know I got the new hairdo today. Have not brought it out before. I haven't even said anything about it, so I'm going to mention it now. For all the people that are going to go to the comments and hate on it, come on, you guys. Something different. Y'all know I'm a pro wrestler, and Ric Flair is my childhood hero. Woo! Thank y'all so much for the love and support. Until next time, your boy Ernest out, and that is enough said. Yeah, buddy!